All right, so the Padres, they made a surprising move. I was surprised this morning when I saw this. Jose Iglesias, a minor league deal. He could earn, I think, $3 million if he reaches the big league level, um, and it turns into a major league deal. But yeah, this was interesting. I sort of had like Brian Windhorse. What does this mean? You know that meme when the whole Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz stuff was all going on. Anyway, if you know, you know. I just immediately was thinking, what the heck is coming? Something is coming. Maybe it's something that I'm not going to like. Maybe it's an injury. Maybe it's a trade of Luis Arraez. Something is happening. Because why would they go sign Jose Iglesias, who played a pretty key part in the Mets' success this past season, and not have him be in the lineup on the big league roster? But, and then I was driving home from work today, and I'm like, well, it is a minor league deal. He has to earn his way onto the roster, so it's not a guarantee that we. I'll say it this way: we shouldn't just put him on the roster. Maybe I'd be surprised if he doesn't make the big league roster because of the major league veteran that he is. But I did just go before hitting record. I did go look at the Mets NLCS lineup. It's not like Iglesias was starting in the lineup. Um, Definitely later in the series. It was Jeff McNeil. He was back playing second. Obviously, Lindor was at shortstop. Yes, in the playing time that Iglesias had this past season, he performed. He had a 3+ WAR, Baseball Reference WAR, almost hit 300. Or excuse me, he hit 337. Sorry, 448 slug, 830 OPS. His OPS plus was 37% above league average. Not a power guy. But we know he has the glove. I mean, just go search up Jose Iglesias' defensive highlights. It's pretty impressive. I'll always remember that play made when he was at shortstop for the Tigers. I think it was against the Red Sox in the postseason. Um, but that was when the Tigers like had Verlander and Scherzer and that squad. But yeah, it's a vet. But again, it is a minor league deal. He is going to have to earn his way onto the roster. So for all the talk of he's going to be on the roster, I'm not so sure about that. And there's a couple of things that we got to think of with this. One, it's a minor league deal, as I've said now multiple times. Sorry if I am repeating myself. But two, look at the bench situation right now. Because I went through all these like mind games today with this signing about like what does this mean for certain guys that are fighting for spots. But Eggy Rosario is out of options. Tyler Wade is on a major league deal. He's making the roster. Eggy Rosario could make the roster. Is he more valuable to the Padres than Jose Iglesias would be? Probably. He can play the outfield. Iglesias doesn't play the outfield. Tyler Wade could play left. Um, there's Connor Joe. I believe he's a major league deal. Hayward is a major league deal. He's making the roster. So you look at these names and it's like, well, some of these are major league deals. They're going to make the team. And then you just look at the construction of what a bench needs to look like. And I'm not so sure Iglesias does make it. Because when you look at the bench, and I'll walk through why he could make it, for sure. But you look at the bench, you need a backup catcher. I don't care if that's Maldonado or Campy, whatever. You need a backup catcher. So that's one spot. Wade's on the roster. That's another spot. If Connor Joe is not DHing or Hayward's not DHing, then that person that's not playing left, let's say, they're on the bench. That's three. So that leaves one more spot. And again, Eggy's out of options. Are you going to leave Terso or Nellis off the roster and have him in the minors? Yuli Gurriel, Gavin Sheets. I'm not saying these guys should make it. I'm just putting names out there that are, in potential competition, or they are in competition, I should say, for a role. I don't want to include someone like Brandon Lockridge. No disrespect to him, but he's not in that competition for me. Forrest Wall, same thing. But there are guys where it's like, if you want, a actual well-rounded bench, like Tyler Wade and Jose Iglesias, why would you have both of them on the bench, on the roster? Both are viewed as like a glove first utility guy, good clubhouse guy. And again, Tyler Wade is a major league deal. Jose Iglesias is a minor league deal. I was surprised that Iglesias came on a minor league deal. I thought that he would get a major league deal somewhere, but doesn't seem like there was that interest. Or maybe there was an interest from a bad team and he just would rather fight for a spot on a contending team. Or he thinks that, yeah, I can earn my way on here and get playing time. Now, getting to Jose Iglesias making the roster, you look at him as the vet, the experience, the year that he's coming off of. Why would you leave him off the roster? That's dumb, Ben. Why would you leave him off the roster? If you're going to make that case, this is what is intriguing to me, is now you would have an infield, and I'm not saying Iglesias is on the bench because you have Wade on the bench. And if you still want Eggy on the team, you got to add the third catcher and then Connor Joe or Gurriel, someone more of a power bat than Tyler Wade or, Iglesias. So let's have Iglesias be in the lineup. We know what does he provide, offense or defense? If you had to pick one, it's defense. Middle infield, Bogaerts, you're not moving him to second base. So that's not where I'm getting at here. Because as much as this shouldn't be an issue, you should be a team player when you're making $280 million on a contract. But he worked hard to try to make that adjustment to second base. But like the Padres, they told him early in the offseason that he's going to be a shortstop. So he's a shortstop. They're not going to move him again with even less time to prepare to go back to second base and all the stuff that he'd deal with physically because he wasn't used to the movements and all that. So Bogaerts sticks at short. Obviously, Manny's at third. The DH spot is open right now, so we'll get to that. First base, second base, Crony. I know that it seems like he was told that he's going to be at second base, but out of Bogaerts or Cronenworth, who are you moving first? It's Cronenworth to move to first base. He already has the experience there, and that's that. So that could open the door for Iglesias to go to second base. Arraez isn't the strongest defender. I wasn't, irritated watching Arraez play first base, if that makes sense, last year. But it's not the strong suit. Would I rather have Crony or Arraez at first base? I'd rather have Crony. And then you have Iglesias at second. I'm fine with that. And then that allows you, instead of having to go to, who knows what we're going to get out of the DH spot if we have to go to Hayward or Connor Joe or Gavin Sheets. Now you can have Luis Arraez be the DH. Is this something that he would be happy about? Probably not, because he has said, he said it in spring training, that he was a second baseman. He's not a DH. He's not a first baseman. He's a second baseman. But then he said in that same answer, pretty much anything the team needs. Well, this would fall under that category where he would DH. And maybe the Padres make a deal where they're like, hey, you're not going to DH full time. We'll find a way. Maybe against certain lefties, they have Arraez play first because Crony has been struggling against lefties. Maybe they sit Crony against some nasty lefty that's opposing that day. You can have Crony as a bat off the bench, not the worst thing in the world. And you have Iglesias at second, you have Arraez at first. And that's how you do it that way. So Iglesias, I wouldn't be shocked if he made the Major League roster, but I don't think it's a sure thing. Because I think you could totally see, because again, it's a minor league deal. I want to stress that because I feel like people they saw the minor league deal, but they're just jumping past that as if it's not a minor. If it was a guarantee that he would make the roster, they'd give him a major league deal and make the money guaranteed. But it's not. Could a trade be coming? I don't think a trade is going to come. I don't think you're trading Luis Arraez when it's March 5th, and I know that that's still weeks away from the start of the season, but you have Luis Arraez already in spring training. He's happy to be a Padre. To have him at the top of the order lengthens the order. It allows Tatis to hit second and Merrill hit third. And instead of Manny coming up, with a runner, a couple runners, he could come up best case scenario with the bases loaded if all three guys, if Arraez, Tatis, and Merrill get on in front of him. It just lengthens out that order. And just flat out, I want Arraez on this team still. I love him as a Padre. I don't think you trade Luis Arraez. And what are you going to get for Luis Arraez with 1 year of control? I don't know. Bogart, no one's taking Bogarts' contract, and Crony has a limited no trade clause, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of teams that are willing to take Cronenworth's contract. And what would the Padres get back for Crony? Because he's probably not valued the same as he was in 2022. With the year that he had there. So I don't see a trade coming. I was thinking like, oh no, maybe someone's hurt. But again, it's a minor league deal. It could turn into a major league deal, but it's a minor league deal. So another storyline was definitely another question was added to this spring training. It will make Padres spring training more interesting. There were some other questions like fifth starter and the bench, DH and bullpen depth and all that. But now it's, will Iglesias make the roster? Will Cronenworth be taking reps at first base on the backfields? And then that leads us to believe that, oh, okay, they're actually, thinking about having Iglesias be at second and then Arraez DH. Arraez would still take infield reps, but I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't have Cronenworth do second base on the backfields all spring training and then opening day put him at first base, I wouldn't think. So it adds some intrigue here. And where is Iglesias going to be playing in spring training games? Is he going to be starting? Is he going to be coming off the bench? We'll see. As for the lineup, he would be at the bottom of the order. It's not like, you're inserting him at the top of the order here. Fangraphs has Jose Iglesias as the DH, which that would not be happening. If Arraez is on the team, why would you DH Iglesias and you have Arraez at first? The better defensive infield is Iglesias on the infield. That's just what it is. Last year, again, just to go over his numbers real quick, 3.1 WAR, 337 average, only 4 homers, but he's not known for his power, obviously. 137 OPS plus, 830 OPS, 381 on base, 448 slug. And that was in how many games? 85 games. So if, times that by 2, essentially, and you're looking at like an all-star type season from Iglesias. So he played that Donovan Solano type. I know Solano's different, but I could say David Peralta too. He's still a free agent. Would he sign a minor league contract with the Padres? Don't know. But I kind of compare it to those guys as like someone goes down, someone struggles. I forget if McNeil got hurt or what happened, but he got playing time and then took advantage of it and was a really key piece, just like Solano and Peralta were, to the Padres making the postseason. And Iglesias last year, his case, the Mets making the postseason. So I don't know how you could not like this move. Again, it's a minor league deal. It's a vet. If he makes the big league roster, cool. If he doesn't, this could solve itself with an early season injury. And I don't want that to happen, but that could happen. Again, Eggy Rosario out of options. Does that favor him over Iglesias? And it's a minor league deal. So Iglesias signing this, not in the building, don't know what conversations he had, but if you're Iglesias, wouldn't you make sure it's a major league deal if your expectation is you're going to make the roster on opening day? So I assume him signing a minor league deal, the Padres have made it clear to him that you have to fight your way onto this roster. You're not guaranteed to make the opening day roster. And is he prepared to go back and play for El Paso, which he did, remember, a couple years back? He didn't make it to the big league club. But he better be prepared to go play for AAA because he signed a minor league deal. So that's what I've got on this. Interesting signing. I like it. Obviously, there are questions, though. I don't think a trade is coming. And let's hope that an injury hasn't happened that we don't know about yet.